Most people think they need thousands of words to speak English. They study for years, fill notebooks with vocabulary, and still feel stuck the moment someone talks to them. But what if I told you that the real secret to speaking English fluently has almost nothing to do with how many words you know? What if 300 words, used the right way, could already change everything? Stay with us, because today we are going to show you exactly how that works. And by the end of this lesson, the way you think about English will never be the same. Hello and welcome back to Leo English Podcast. I'm Leo and I'm Tina. On this channel, we help you learn natural English through real conversations, clear explanations, and easy examples from everyday life. Our goal is to help you speak English more comfortably and more confidently, one step at a time. We want English to feel possible, friendly, and useful for every single learner who comes to this channel. And today's topic is something we both feel very strongly about because it is one of the biggest problems we see in learners all over the world. So Tina, how are you today? I'm good, thank you. I feel relaxed today because I had a quiet morning. I made tea, reviewed a few lesson notes, and listened to a short podcast while I cleaned the kitchen. It was really nice. That sounds very peaceful. Very Tina. I will take that as a compliment. How about you, Leo? I'm good too, but I'll be honest. I'm a little annoyed with myself. Last night I was trying to explain something in English, and I forgot one word, and then I just stopped. I looked at the ceiling. I stood there acting like the word was going to fall down from the sky. Did it fall? No. The ceiling was not helpful at all. That is unfortunate. Yes, it really was. But then I did something interesting. I used easier words. I explained the same idea in a completely different way. And guess what? The person understood me perfectly. And that moment is actually what made me think of today's topic. That is a perfect real-life example. And before we go further, if you are enjoying this lesson, please like the video, subscribe to Leo English Podcast, and click the bell so you never miss a new episode. Now, Leo, tell me about your weekend, because I feel like there's another story here. Actually, yes. On Saturday, I met a friend for lunch. He's been learning English for a while, and the whole time he kept saying, I don't know enough words. I can't really speak yet. My vocabulary is too small. And then, without even realizing it, he talked for 15 minutes straight in English about his life, his neighborhood, his favorite food, his plans for next month. All of it in simple English. That happens so much. Learners convince themselves they are not ready, and then they speak perfectly fine without noticing. Exactly. He was saying things like, I go there every week. I like this place. The food is good. The people are friendly. Simple sentences, short sentences. But every single thing he wanted to say, he said it. The communication worked completely. That is the whole point of today's lesson right there. So let's talk about the big question that everyone wants answered. Can someone really speak English fluently with only 300 words? Yes. But with one important note. You may not be able to talk about absolutely every topic in the universe. You will not be discussing advanced philosophy or giving a lecture on molecular biology. But you can talk about daily life, your feelings, your plans, your problems, your family, your food, your routine, and real conversations with real people. And that is already a huge amount of communication. So fluency does not mean having a dictionary inside your head, not even close. Fluency means using the words you know quickly, naturally, and without too much hesitation. It means the conversation keeps moving. It means you do not freeze every time you forget one specific word. A truly fluent speaker might use very simple words every single day and nobody notices because the ideas are clear. Give me an example of that in action. Sure, if you forget the word delicious, you can say very good or really tasty. If you forget the word exhausted, you say very tired. If you forget enormous, you say very big. The meaning is the same. The communication works, the conversation continues, and I do that too. Sometimes I forget a word and I just say, it's like, and then I describe the idea another way. My brain goes around the missing word instead of stopping at it. Exactly. That is one of the most powerful speaking skills in the world, and most learners do not even realize they already have it. So the real question is not, how many words do I know? The real question is, how well do I use the words I have? So let's talk about which 300 words actually matter. Because not all words are equal. Right. High-frequency words are the ones that matter most. These are the words that appear in almost every conversation every single day. Words like go, come, want, need, think, make, take, get, have, give, look, know, feel, try, ask, tell, find, put, say, see, work, talk, help, start, stop, wait, keep, leave, bring, call, use, show, and move. These verbs alone can carry an enormous amount of meaning. And notice something about that list. These are not complicated words. Most learners already know many of them. But knowing is different from using. Exactly. A learner might know the word go, but never really think about how many ways it can appear. I go home, I go to work, I go there every day, I want to go, I need to go, can we go, where do you go? I usually go, I went yesterday, I'm going to go tomorrow. One small word becomes a tool for dozens of different situations. That is the power of common verbs. Then we add common nouns. Words like house, home, family, job, school, friend, car, bus, city, phone, problem, question, answer, money, water, food, coffee, book, room, street, shop, time, place, person, day, week, night, morning, thing, idea, plan, and story. These are the building blocks of daily conversation. And basic adjectives too. Good, bad, easy, hard, big, small, long, short, new, old, hot, cold, fast, slow, happy, sad, busy, tired, hungry, ready, important, useful, different, same, beautiful, and simple. When you put all of that together, you have the vocabulary of real life. Feelings, places, people, plans, problems, food, time, and daily experience. That covers so much of what we actually talk about day to day. And it's not just individual words. Sentence patterns matter just as much. This is huge. Patterns are like containers. You learn the shape once, and then you can fill it with different words every time. Simple patterns like I like, I don't like, I want, I need, I have, I don't have, I go to, I usually, I think, I feel, I can, I can't, I want to, I need to, I'm going to, and I was. These patterns let you build hundreds of different real sentences. For example, I usually go to work at 8. I need more time. I don't like hot weather. I feel tired today. I can help you. I can't come tomorrow. I want to try. I'm going to visit my sister on Saturday. I was busy all morning. Every one of those sentences is simple. Every one of those sentences is real. And that is exactly what language is for. To say real things to real people in real situations. Now, one of the biggest mistakes learners make is this. They know how to say something in simple English, but they stop and wait because they want a more advanced word to come to them. They refuse to speak until the perfect word appears. I do that in other languages. My brain says, no, this is too simple. You sound like a child. And so instead of saying the simple thing, I say nothing at all. And that silence is the worst possible outcome because the simple sentence would have worked perfectly. If you want to say, this book is beneficial for language development, you can just say, this book is good for learning English. The second sentence is actually better. It is clearer, faster, and easier for the listener to understand. Clear English is strong English. Now, let's talk about what to do when a word is missing. Because this happens to everyone. Even advanced speakers forget words. The skill is how you handle that moment. Describing is the first skill. If you forget a word, describe the thing instead. If you forget the word umbrella, say the thing you use when it rains. If you forget pharmacy, say the shop where you buy medicine. If you forget traffic jam, say when there are too many cars on the road and everything stops. And the beautiful thing is that the listener understands immediately. They do not need the exact word, they need the idea. The second skill is replacing difficult words with easier ones. Very hungry instead of starving, very big instead of huge, very small instead of tiny, very sad instead of depressed, very tired instead of exhausted. And very, really, and a little are doing a lot of heavy work in those examples. Yes, these small intensifiers are incredibly useful. Very tired, really happy, a little confused, not really, kind of busy. These phrases feel natural in everyday English, and they are easy to use. The third skill is paraphrasing. That word sounds complicated, but the idea is simple. Paraphrasing means saying the same idea in a different way. If you don't know the word borrow, you can say, take it for a short time and give it back later. If you don't know the word neighbor, you say, the person who lives next to me. If you forget appointment, you say, a time I plan to meet the doctor. It's like building a small bridge when one word is missing. Instead of stopping at the gap, you go around it. And that is a speaking strength, not a weakness. People who paraphrase well are people who never get stuck. Let's do a real example now. Tina, imagine it's Monday morning and someone asks how your weekend was. Answer using only simple words. Okay, my weekend was good. On Saturday, I met a friend. We had lunch together and talked for a long time. On Sunday, I stayed home. I cleaned a little, watched something, and went to bed early. It was calm and I liked it. Simple, clear, complete. That answer could come from someone with a vocabulary of 200 words. And it would sound perfectly natural. And I didn't feel stuck at any point. Because I wasn't searching for impressive words, I was just saying what happened. Now let's talk about something that makes a massive difference and that many learners overlook. Connectors, small words that join ideas together. And, but, because. So then, also, first, next, after that, finally, when, before, while, although. These words are the glue of fluent speech. Without connectors, speech sounds broken, like separate pieces. Exactly. Compare these two versions. Version 1, I was tired, I went home, I slept early. Version 2, I was tired, so I went home and slept early. The words are almost the same, the meaning is the same, but the second version sounds completely different. It sounds smooth, connected, and natural. And that smoothness is what people recognize as fluency. Yes, smoothness, not speed. Many learners think fluency means talking very fast. But fast speech that is unclear is not helpful to anyone. Calm, steady, connected speech is far more powerful. It is better to say one clear sentence slowly than 3 confused sentences quickly. I think this takes so much pressure away from learners. You don't need to rush, you need to be clear. Exactly. And another way to reduce the pressure in conversation is to ask questions. Fluency is not only about giving long answers, it is also about asking good, simple questions. What do you think? Where did you go? How was it? Why do you like that? Do you usually do that? What happened next? Questions keep the conversation moving. And when you ask a question, the other person speaks and you get a moment to think. Conversation is shared. You do not carry it alone. Now, some learners worry about repeating the same words too much. They think it sounds unnatural to use good in every other sentence, but native speakers repeat common words constantly. In real daily conversation, the same basic words come back again and again, and that is completely normal. Repetition only becomes a problem if it makes the meaning unclear. Using the word good 3 times in a casual conversation is not a mistake. It is real English. And familiar words, words you feel comfortable with, are actually your best friends when speaking. Confidence grows from familiarity. When you use a word you know well, you do not hesitate. And when you do not hesitate, you sound more fluent. So using the same safe words over and over, especially in the beginning, is actually a smart strategy. It is. Fluency grows from confidence, and confidence grows from familiar words. Use what you know. Use it often. Use it without apologizing for it. Let's talk about some specific daily topics that 300 words can cover really well. Daily routine. Waking up, getting dressed, making coffee, going to work or school, coming home, cooking, eating, relaxing, sleeping. You can describe all of this in simple English easily. Family. Talking about parents, siblings, partners, children, relationships, and people you love. Simple words cover all of it. Food. What you like, what you don't like, where you eat, what you cook, what you're hungry for. Food is one of the easiest topics in any language because the vocabulary is small and specific. Feelings. Happy, sad, tired, excited, nervous, calm, bored, surprised. You can express your inner world clearly with basic adjectives, plans. I'm going to, I want to, I need to, I plan to. Future ideas come naturally with simple patterns. Problems. Something is broken. I don't understand. I'm lost. I forgot. I need help. These are all expressible with a small vocabulary. And people can also use simple English for travel, shopping, health, hobbies, and talking about the weather. That covers a huge percentage of what human beings actually talk about every day. Let's do another small exercise. Hobbies. Tina, tell me about something you enjoy using only simple words. I like walking in the evening. I usually go out after dinner and walk for about 30 minutes. It helps me feel calm. I like the quiet streets and the fresh air. Sometimes I listen to a podcast while I walk. It's a nice way to end the day. That is beautiful. And not one single word in that answer was advanced or difficult. Not one. And it said everything. Now let's talk about the role of phrases. Because knowing individual words is one thing, but knowing common phrases takes you to another level. Yes, short, ready-made phrases are like tools in your pocket. You pull them out when you need them. Things like, I'm not sure. I think so. I don't know. That sounds good. A little. Not really. Let me think. Can you repeat that? What do you mean? It depends. That's interesting. I understand. I agree. I disagree. You're right. Maybe. These phrases fill the spaces in conversation. They give you time. They show the other person you are engaged and present, even when you are still forming your next thought. It depends is one of the most useful phrases in English because life really does depend on many things. And short phrases like these are what make speech sound natural. Without them, even a person with a large vocabulary can sound a little stiff and formal. With them, even a person with a small vocabulary can sound relaxed and real. So, the formula is not complicated. Core words, simple sentence patterns, common phrases, and a few key skills like describing, replacing, paraphrasing, and connecting. That is the foundation of real fluency. Let's talk about the mistakes that stop learners from reaching this level. Because knowing the right approach is important, but so is knowing what to avoid. The first big mistake is waiting for the perfect word. Learners know how to say something, but they pause, freeze, or go silent because they want a better, more impressive version. This habit kills fluency faster than almost anything else. The second mistake is focusing on rare vocabulary instead of common vocabulary. Learners spend time memorizing unusual, academic, or literary words that almost never appear in real conversation. Meanwhile, the common words that actually carry daily life get ignored. The third mistake is studying silently but never speaking out loud. Reading is good. Listening is good. But speaking is a physical skill. Your mouth, your tongue, your voice, your breathing, they all need practice. You can know a word perfectly in your head and still stumble when you try to say it aloud. The only fix is more mouth practice. The fourth mistake is fear. And this one might be the biggest. Many learners already have enough vocabulary to have a real conversation. They just do not believe it. They wait until they feel ready. But that feeling never comes from studying. It only comes from doing. So, what should someone actually do to practice? What does useful daily practice look like? Very simple things. Spend 2 minutes describing your day out loud to yourself, to the wall, to your phone. Talk about what is in the room around you. Explain what you ate today. Say what you plan to do tomorrow. Practice small conversations in your head. What would you say if you were buying something at a shop? What would you say if you needed to ask for directions? Act it out. Say the words. Let your mouth get used to them. Small daily practice with real useful topics will build more fluency than hours of studying a textbook once a week. And this is something every learner can do starting today, not after finishing one more level, not after learning one more grammar rule. Today, let's talk about grammar for a moment because some learners worry that they need to master grammar before they can speak. Basic grammar matters, yes, but you do not need perfect grammar before you begin speaking. The most important grammar structures for daily conversation are simple present tense, simple past tense, future with going to or will, basic questions, basic negatives, and normal sentence order. I go to work, I went there yesterday, I'm going to see my friend tomorrow. Do you like coffee? I don't understand. She doesn't know. He didn't come. That is enough grammar to carry a real conversation. And grammar improves naturally through speaking practice. You do not fix grammar first and then speak. You speak, you notice what sounds wrong, and gradually it gets better. Language feels smaller when you focus on what you actually need. Yes, you do not need to climb the whole mountain in one day. You need to take one step, then another. Fluency is not a single moment that arrives all at once. It grows slowly, like building a house, one brick at a time, one conversation at a time, one day at a time. Before we close, let's quickly go over some of the most useful words from today. Words that every learner needs when talking about language and fluency. Fluent means able to speak smoothly and easily. Limited means not much, not a lot. Describe means to explain what something is like. Replace means to use one thing instead of another. Connector means a word that joins ideas together. Paraphrase means to say the same idea in a different way. Smooth means easy and natural without too many stops. Familiar means something you know well and feel comfortable with. Rare means not common, not often seen or heard. Confidence means feeling calm and sure when you speak. Practice means doing something again and again in order to improve. These 11 words are themselves a small but powerful vocabulary for talking about language learning. And that is exactly what today was about. Showing you that a small number of words used well can carry a very big conversation. Simple words, real sentences, useful phrases, smart skills, daily practice. That is the path to fluency. Stop waiting for advanced vocabulary to arrive. Use what you have right now. Speak with it, play with it, repeat it, build with it, and trust that every conversation, however simple, is moving you forward. If you can talk about your life clearly, you are already on the road to fluency. You do not need to sound like a dictionary. You need to sound like yourself in English. Now we want to hear from you. This is our favorite part of every lesson. Our question today is this: what simple English topic do you feel most comfortable talking about right now? Is it food, your daily routine, your family, your hobbies, your city? Write your answer in the comments using this sentence: I feel comfortable talking about blank because blank. That simple structure will also give you a little bit of writing practice, which is never a bad thing. We read your comments. We love hearing from you. And your answers help us make better lessons for everyone in this community. Thank you so much for being here today and for giving us your time and attention. If this lesson helped you see English differently, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe to Leo English Podcast and click the bell so you are always here for the next lesson. You are all working hard and we see that. Keep going. Simple English, used well, is powerful English. Step by step, fluency becomes real. Have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Goodbye.